I'm Tori Garcia on South 38th Street, where Abilene police responded to a disturbance a couple of days before Christmas and arrested 36-year-old Diana Olson. But Olson isn't just any resident. She teaches English and helps coach basketball and volleyball here at Abilene High. If you press this button, no water comes out of the Clyde splash pad in City Park. And it's been that way for about 3 years. But the city says it has other priorities. Usually when a burglar tries to break into a store and they set off the alarm and are caught on surveillance cameras, they leave and never come back. But here at AM Donuts, the doors and windows behind me have become repeated targets. Desiree Dominique Sanchez, a 32-year-old woman and mother of 5, died on Saturday after being stabbed at this house behind me. The Pet Adoption and Resource Center in Abilene is asking for help with simple donations. And they say it can make a big difference in getting animals out of the shelter to begin their new lives. Maxwell Golf Course is no longer up for sale, but it's still closed. And that's leaving local golf teams like Cooper High without one of their practice spots. Here at Abilene High, district leaders are finding more ways to make college more accessible for its seniors. And that path starts right here at McMurray University. Dyess Air Force Base is officially becoming a main operating base for the Air Force's newest stealth bomber, the B-21. I'm Tori Garcia, and I spoke with Senator Ted Cruz, who says that move secures Dyess as a crown jewel of the American military for decades to come. McMurray University announced on Tuesday it was issued $2 million to build a new sports facility that will be facing South 15th Street. But first, they have a challenge to overcome. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I'm Tori Garcia, and I spoke with Sergeant Mark Couch of the Texas Department of Public Safety on how that click can make a difference between life and death. A 35-year-old man, Stephen Hopkins, died on October 15th after his motorcycle crashed into the back of a car that was turning onto Kenwood Drive. The 23rd annual Winters Dove Fest is coming up on September 6th. Drive through the big country and you'll see it. New construction and growing businesses almost everywhere you look are spending one final week in their jerseys. And this time, it's more than just about a game. Behind me, you can see just some of the damage caused by Sunday night's strong storms. A couple of weeks ago, K-Texas brought you the story of an interlocal agreement between Callahan County and Clyde to construct this access road near the Hanner Sports Complex. And now on Tuesday, City Council approved $120,000 from the Economic Development Corporation to get the job done. After severe flooding swept through the San Angelo area this past weekend, the city says it's now in the recovery phase. Damage, like the ones you see behind me, are being assessed, and the city is now looking to see what comes next. Recently, the city of Clyde sent out a reminder about an ordinance that's been in place for years. Like this ditch behind me, it looks like the city's responsibility, but according to the ordinance, it's up to the people that live next to it to keep it clean. I'm standing here at Lone Wolf Bridge, a historic place in San Angelo. But as you can see all around me, it's covered in graffiti. I'm standing here at the corner of East North 10th Street and Morrow Lane, where drivers say that this turning lane is causing some confusion. This building used to be a car dealership, and now its history is being brought alive through these neon lights. I'm Tori Garcia, and I spoke with the owner of D&W Underground on how this space is now a hidden gem in Abilene.
I think what really stemmed the passion for the neon signs was I was born in '65, and my grandparents owned motor inn motels from California to Texas, and so we would constantly go down Route 40, Route 66, and all the motor inn motels, it was just lit up with neon. It was just a spectacle to travel and see all of it. And I think that's where subconsciously it started from.
Hemke found the building at the start of the pandemic in 2020, a former Buick dealership that dates back to 1927. It changed hands many times over the decades, from a car showroom to a tire company to a furniture store. Layers of Abilene history were buried inside.
So the Buick sign is actually one exactly like what was on the building in 1927, and that's this one right here. So the original sign was actually on this same post facing the outside, and what this is milk glass, where they actually mold the glass over a mold.
It took them about 4.5 years to restore the building, but the floor, glass, ceiling, and structure are all the same as it was in 1927, something that Hemke says brings the history back to life. Outside, a Coca-Cola sign tells that story as it still faces the railroad tracks.
So the sign was put up in the 40s to advertise, mainly facing downtown, where the GIs would get off the train to be shipped to Camp Barkley.
But inside, Snoopy the dog keeps watch over more than 100 neon signs, each handpicked by Hemke over the past 30 years.
It makes all the hard work worth it, and it's just a unique place that what makes me happy is to see other people happy.
Hemke says it's not just the history or the signs that make this place special. It's the feeling people get when they walk through the door.
It's a hidden gem. A lot of people don't know about it. And I think what does it mean? I think to me, like, I go back to it, it's a happy place. And then you look and you look at all the detail, and it's just a lot of history.
Hemke's next project is just down the street at Andrew Furniture Warehouse, and he'll begin that restoration process next month. I'm Tori Garcia. Usually when a burglar tries to break into a store and they set off the alarm and are caught on surveillance cameras, they leave and never come back. But here at AM Donuts, the doors and windows behind me have become repeated targets. Take a look at this. This surveillance video shows a man throwing rocks at the glass doors and windows of AM Donuts on Grape Street, causing them to shatter, an offense the owner says has happened 3 times in the past week.
Last Monday night, my baker, he came here early morning around 2 o'clock, and then he just called like, oh, boss, someone tried to break into the donut shop. So one of the door, they throw by rock, and like break it, some pieces, glass on the floor.
Kim says Abilene police responded and took a report.
Then 3 days later, on Fridays night, around 7:15 at night, so someone, I think it's the same guy who we saw in the camera, in the video, that he broke 2 windows, and also another door.
She says the break-ins usually happen between 7 and 8:30 at night, and the extensive damage forced her to replace 2 doors and 2 windows, costing about $1,600. Despite the damage, nothing has been stolen, something Kim credits to an alarm system and security cameras.
It's scary, and then plus with my kids too, they not feel like we're not safe,
K-Texas asked, is APD stepping up patrol, and how is APD protecting businesses during the holidays? We will update our website with that response as soon as we get it. Kim, a single mother of 2, says the situation has been especially hard on her family.
You know what he said to me? He said, Mommy, it's time for you to sell the donut shop. No need to keep the business anymore. I'm scared, But I told him everything will be fine, Yeah, God bless us.
And the break-ins are happening during an already difficult time for Kim.
I can say that the December month is not a good month for us, because of my husband went to the hospital and then he died on the Christmas night, but me and my kid, we just want to be, we just feel like Abilene, especially me, I'm not from here, I'm from another country, Cambodia, so I've been here for 17 years, and I just feel like Abilene is my second home, and I just want to be, be part of this community.
A police report was filed on Monday, and she hopes that whoever broke these doors and windows will be identified. 2 Care Bears went missing from this porch. I'm Tori Garcia, and I spoke with the homeowner who says that those bears weren't just toys. They were part of a tradition honoring her late daughter.
It's the hardest thing in the world to lose a child. She was very outgoing. She loved people, and she loved children. So when I started trying to think of something to do for her, the kids was the first thing.
Peggy's daughter, Valerie, passed away in 2019 from a genetic heart condition at only 45 years old. Peggy says she left behind a legacy that she now has worked to keep alive every holiday season since she died.
Back many, many years ago, I was a single mom, had 2 kids, and one Christmas my son had been in the hospital, and I had lost a lot of time from work, and it was either pay the rent or buy Christmas presents. And somehow one of my daughter's teachers heard about this, that we were struggling. And her and some of the other teachers got together and bought presents for both of my kids. And one of them was a teddy bear. And Valerie loved that teddy bear. She had had it for over 40 years when she died. And she asked that the teddy bear be buried with her.
Valerie's love for teddy bears inspired Peggy to start her own Christmas tradition, buying teddy bears all year long to give to children who might not get much under the tree.
If I can give just one child a teddy bear that they love as much as she loves that one, then I've done something worthwhile in the world.
Every year, she buys a few dozen bears and gives them away. But this year, her tradition was interrupted.
I had ordered 2 Care Bears from Amazon, and they were delivered. Amazon had the picture of them being delivered, and when I went out to get them, they were gone.
And while she says she was angry when it happened, Peggy says she's finally come to peace with it.
Now I just hope some child that needed it got it. I hope ever who took them actually needed them for their kids.
She says giving away teddy bears brings her joy because she knows it's what her daughter would have wanted her to do. And when Peggy looks at each teddy bear, it brings her closer to her daughter's memory.
I'm sure that there's things that people need worse than they need teddy bears. But that's the one I chose because it helps me as much as it does the kids I give them to.
If you're interested in donating, visit our website at ktxs.com for more information on where to drop off the bears. Dyess Air Force Base is officially becoming a main operating base for the Air Force's newest stealth bomber, the B-21. I'm Tori Garcia, and I spoke with Senator Ted Cruz, who says that move secures Dyess as a crown jewel of the American military for decades to come. The B-21 Raider is the Air Force's next-generation stealth bomber, designed to replace the aging B-1 fleet and strengthen long-range strike capabilities. Dyess was named one of just 3 main operating bases nationwide, putting Abilene at the center of the Air Force's future.
Dyess Air Force Base is critical to our national security. It's critical to keeping America safe. It's critical to the ability to project force and defend our nation.
While the B-21 represents the future, Dyess is still home to the B-1 bomber, an aircraft that has played a major role in recent military operations overseas. But Cruz says there have been concerns that the B-1 could scale down before the B-21 fully arrives, which could potentially negatively impact Dyess and Abilene as a whole. But Cruz says,
I don't want to see that happen. That's not going to happen as long as I'm here and in a position to fight to protect those jobs and protect that readiness.
Cruz says that gap is now protected. The Senate passed the National Defense Authorization Act on Wednesday, and President Donald Trump signed the $901 billion act into law on Thursday, which includes 2 provisions he authored focused specifically on DIAS. One keeps the B-1 mission at the base through 2030, so DIAS continues to have full readiness until the B-21 is available, while the other funds new facilities needed to house the new aircraft.
Both are critically important airframes, and I've spent my time in the Senate fighting, number one, to ensure that we can defend America, that our ability to protect our national security is kept at the optimum level, but number two, fighting very directly for DIAS Air Force Base because it is critical to Abilene and West Texas.
K-Texas asked, what are you doing to make sure that the base gets the long-term funding that it needs for the B-21?
Every year, Congress passes the National Defense Authorization Act every year, and every year I've included anywhere from 10 to 20 different provisions in that bill that I've authored, and repeatedly over the years. The previous versions of the B-1 Protection Act, I authored those as well, that protected it and ensured that we had the funding.
DIAS Air Force Base officially broke ground on Monday morning to begin on projects that aim to modernize infrastructure on base before the B-21's arrival.